So y'all have some interesting stories of how you've met unique people, great people. I was at an event a little over a year ago in La Jolla, which is gone deep into things. And there's a panel on the stage, second day of 3-day event. And what happens at these events, if you haven't been to one before, maybe some of you have, these extended growth events, and the instructors then trot up their best students, to sell and to show you how it works. I know, Susan, you're shaking your head, you know what I'm talking about. And there's a panel up there, and the teacher is on the side in the director's chair, and there's the panel, and everybody. I'm sitting in the audience, being the good students for once, and watching all these people, and they're telling their story. And the host, his name is Bo East, and he's a world-class coach, is prompting all these people, and he's going through these people. And there's one person up there. That one person up there, I'm like, there's something about that person that just really sparked something for me. So panel finishes, we take a break, we all disperse as a herd, and we're all going to the bathroom and filling up our water bottles and things like that. And lo and behold, I'm in the bathroom, and I think, I'm totally coming clean here, people. I think that person is in the bathroom right now. Now, I am not a stalker, and I'm not weird. Well, not in that way. And I know. And sure enough, this person, another female, comes out of the bathroom. I'm like, oh, there she is. Okay. So, you have those moments that flash and stop time. Like, okay, how do I handle this right now? It was one of those moments. I'm like, I want to meet her. This could be weird, but I don't want it to be weird. And so I waited for her to get up to the sink from the stall. And then as she was finishing washing her hands, I knew, first of all, that she had been mobbed. So I don't want to do that to her. I approached her and I said, "Hi, Lisa. My name is Ginger. I really appreciate what you shared up there. Would it be okay if we connected well after this is done?" And she looked at me and she smiled, that great smile. And she said, "Yeah, that'd be great." And I said, "May I have a business card?" So she gave me a business card. I actually have a business card in my office. And so that's how Lisa Pizik and I met. And she loves to share the bathroom story. It seems weird. And the crux of that is that if there's somebody you want to meet, you can find a way to do it. We just had a really unique way to do it. So I want to give a big, huge welcome to Lisa Pizik, my friend, and now yours, from Ancaster, Ontario, living across the continent from each other. But what the heck, we got 3 countries at least represented today. And so Lisa is here, and she is a brilliant business strategist. Now, I'm not just saying that because she's my friend, because we fostered the relationship. We made sure it was a good fit, and that's what connectors do, and that's what strategy is. John Holm, who's on our call today, again, he's a strategist. So, strategy is the plan. And she's going to share some great nuggets today. Now, to be sure, all y'all know a little bit about me, and Lisa makes me look like I'm standing still. So be ready for some high energy. What we're going to focus on today with the Connecting Juice, which is connecting tactics, of course, and business strategy. One of her programs that she helps people with is what she calls Burn to Rise. And Burn to Rise is a 21-day program that you can sign up for, you can buy, that helps you get through things. Now, I was an early adopter, so I got my heck of a deal price several months ago. But I want her to share 3 nuggets from this that you can all use in business strategy, in essentially burning what doesn't work and rising with what does. This is a 21-day program. She's only going to give us 3. So we're going to get her in here. And Lisa, I want you to say hi to all the folks first. And then let's go ahead and start with your very first great big nugget that you want to share today.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I call her G Master, right? Because we love this woman. She is incredible. And it's so true, the story she told. I was mobbed with people. How did you do this? How'd you figure that out? What's the first thing you did? Give me advice about this. And by the time I got in that bathroom, I was literally hiding in the stall. I was like, I need a breath. I don't want to go postal on someone. Give me a second to myself. And And just as Ginger said, she saw my smiling face, I saw her smiling face as I came out of that bathroom stall, and noticed she didn't ask anything from me other than a business card, right? She was giving. She said, I love what you shared. I love what you do. I want to make a connection with you. An invitation. She didn't expect anything. She didn't demand anything. She led with the heart. So I'm guessing that is probably why you are here today, because you love this woman and you love the way she leads. So thank you, Ginger, for allowing me to come in here and serve the heck out of your people. So I'm so honored to be here. Okay. So Burn to Rise is about filling the gaps, because I think that we have a huge learning fatigue going on right now. Yes, we are in consumption mode, but there comes a time when you have to do. You have to stop reading the book, stop listening to the podcast, stop going to the event in person. I know we can't do that right now, but the virtual event, you got to grab that nugget and you got to go. Because that whole inspired action thing that we talk about, I really think it's the action that comes first, and then the inspiration comes after, because you realize, okay, I did that scary thing and I didn't die, or I did that and it worked out amazingly and I'm going to do more of that. So the only way in our business that we can predict what is working, what is not working, what we're going to continue, not continue, is through the data. Not our feelings, not our emotions, not what we think. It's what the data and the numbers tell us. So I think are you muted, G?
Mute myself.
Oh, there you are.
That comes from your strategy, and you're spending all the time and investing and learning what the plan is to know what to watch for and to know what to pay attention to. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So before she keeps going, in the chat, write how you keep track of your progress right now. And this is no judgment land. What do you do to track what you think your progress is, or how you want your progress to go? So write that in the chat as Lisa keeps going. All right, LP, go for it.
I love that. So it's that difference between busy work and productive work. It's the difference between busy work versus productive work. Managing your business versus monetizing your business, because those things that keep us busy and make us feel good, and those, G and I were just talking about this earlier. She's like, I love connecting with people. I want to call like 47 people in a day because I get my, adrenaline hit from talking to people. And I said, that's amazing. How many of them make the business go up? How many of them monetize the business? Because as one of the mentors Ginger and I studied under, Brendon Burchard, if you don't make the money, you can't support the message, he says. And that's important to know. Where is the money coming from? What are those income and impact producing activities?
Yes. So on your notes in front of you, people, right? If you got paper, so how are we taking notes? Put a column that says monetize, and LP, the other one is managing. So Lisa and I literally talked about this morning, because we are colleagues and we trade ideas, and she gave me this gift of this idea, and I thought, oh my gosh, those things that feel good because we like to do them, are they the best things to do? So I've got it in the other room. Manage and monetize. Use that as one of your first takeaways today.
Mm-hmm. Like monetizing activities are shooting sales videos, writing email autoresponders, getting your website and a sales page updated, pitching a program, going on a podcast and offering something at the end. Maybe it's not monetizing that day, that hour, that moment, but the goal is to monetize it, and you are doing those activities that do that, as opposed to go ahead, G.
No, well, no matter what your goals are too, like Lisa, super productive, amazing businesswoman. So when she says monetize, just put this sauce on your own stuff. So I know John Holm is with us again today, just ran for office. Way to go with your first run, John. Super proud of you. For him, it's getting votes.
Yeah.
What is it about that you want to, quote, monetize? What do you want to move the needle on? So think about it that way. I know that a lot of you are business people, and we all are making our life some way. So simply transfer that into what works for you.
Amazing, G. Amazing. Whatever that key performance indicator, that KPI is that you are tracking. And when you look at, again, as G said, those activities or those outputs are different. You have a choice to direct it, meaning you're going to be the one doing it, delegate it, or ditch it. And those pretty much are, I kind of say like, or if you want to even say, I like the word dominate. A lot of people are like, don't use that word. It's too, and I'm like, no, we want to be in control of our business. So if you like the word dominate, rock and roll with that. Again, you don't like it, choose a word that works for you. But what activities are you going to dominate? Like connecting is an activity that you have to dominate in your business, because the whole reason why I want you thinking about this is I think about energy management, something that you talked about, and you want that energy for those key productive things like connecting. You want your best energy for those things that only you can do. You don't want your energy zapped on doing something that you can delegate or something that you shouldn't even be mucking around and doing. I had a peer who was like, I needed to figure out MailChimp. Like I just needed to do that. It took me 8 hours and I was so exhausted and I was so frustrated, but by the end of the day, I figured out MailChimp and I was like, you could have hired an assistant to do that. You could have paid someone to do that. Like you could have asked a friend to help you do that. That 8 hours, that energy needs to be put towards connecting, towards speaking, towards, again, whatever that thing in your business that only you can do. That's why I find the why behind why it's so important to know what's managing, what's monetizing, what's busy, what's productive, because it's your energy. People feel that right away. Yes. Right? I don't remember what the statistic is, but it's something like 80%. They don't believe the words coming out of your mouth, but they feel your energy, they feel your body language, and then they open their ears and they start tuning in. And you're exhausted, you're frustrated, you're tired, you're overwhelmed because you're doing things that you don't need to be doing. You're not meeting people with that good connective energy. So, there is time to just go back and audit. What are you doing? What is that? What kind of results is that producing for you? Can you dominate it?
The audits, right? You could audit your energy. You could audit your tasks. Like, how am I doing what I'm doing? So yeah. All right. So let's get 3 really great gems that you love. And one of Lisa's sayings is watch for the gaps and the traps. And it's catchy and it's so true. And if you live in the UK like Maya does, it's mind the gap, isn't it? For the subway, mind the gap. Don't fall between. We need you to stay in the car or on the platform.
Yes.
So what's your first gem that you want to share with us when we're thinking about strategy, needle movers, and connecting with what we love?
So that was actually the first one. I just dove right in about knowing the difference between busy work and productive work.
All right. Yes. Key. Busy work and productive.
The second gem is, it's that, I'm going to use a Canadian reference because we're outside Toronto. I was born and raised in Pennsylvania, small coal mining town. Now I'm outside Toronto. So huge culture shock to go from a town of 1,000 people where everybody knows your name, bar on every corner, to hello, Toronto, the mecca of all cultures and things and bajillion people. You have to skate to where the puck is going. That's this Canadian hockey theme, meaning we want to connect with people. We know relationships and people are the lifeblood of any business. So, but there's people everywhere. You got to know where your people are hanging out, where your people. Now, I don't necessarily like to say an avatar. I think avatars and niches are a little bit of a death of a business, because we get too tight and pigeonholed in finding that right person, and we forget about the other people that need us. So I like to teach and say, know your kind of overarching concepts of what you teach or what you do, and then you can niche specific campaigns or specific marketing to that. Something as simple as, if I'm going to teach time management and productivity is that overarching theme, I'm going to teach it very differently to the stay-at-home mom, to the corporate mom that's single, to the corporate mom with 7 children, to the network marketer. Like it's different segments of
Right.
what problems and benefits and things going on in their life. So you got to know where those people are.
Yes,
Go ahead.
you are so right. And I got to riff on this for just a second, because we hear this, oh, should I do niche marketing? I'm going to blow that out of the sky, because what you want to do is focus on your excellence regardless. That's your stake in the ground. Would you agree, LP?
100%.
And then you figure out how to market appropriately to the different segments. If you want to call it a niche, whatever you want to call it, fine. Like Keith Stone is on the call. Keith, I love you, man. I'm so glad you're here. He's with a financial services company, and he does what he does. He does his magic, and he knows then that he needs to address the audiences differently. It seems so fundamental, but sometimes we have to remember. I love that you said, like, you can essentially ditch the avatar. I don't like that idea anyway, because it so impersonalizes things. Like, what is your expertise? What's your magic? And then what are the segments of the population who are everywhere from mildly interested to raving fans and want your stuff? Thank you. Okay, thank you. Back at you.
I love that. And niche, there are a lot of people that have made a lot of money and done a lot of amazing things and impact in this world with niches. So niches initially can work, but when you want to scale and you want to grow, that is where the niche marketing is going to be like that Achilles heel, because you only know how to speak, you only know how to market, you only know how to serve one thing. And I don't want you to get stuck on that. I want you to take the system, the data that you learned, and be able to reproduce that and reapply that.
Right. So I have a sidebar question for you. You're talking about the data. I know you love the data. Can you unpack that for just a minute or two, Lisa?
Yeah. So I look at like nerdy things like email open rates, how many people listen to my podcasts, show up rates when it comes to things like this or webinars, conversion rates, anything where I can get my hands on some data of how long did someone hang with me, and at what point did they bail in the process? Because at what point when they're like, nah, not for me, or just not sure, that's where I want to change a headline. I want to change the way I say something. Again, it's like we think, oh my God, we have to do this complete 360. I'm totally off the mark. When maybe you're just not clear in the way you're describing to people what you do. And I always say there's 3 reasons why people don't buy from you. The first one is that they don't trust you. And that's why you got to have a good story. Like G opened this thing telling a personal story, right? You know about her. They don't trust you. They don't trust your product or service. So you got to have testimonials, whether if you don't have any of those yet, it's you, the proof's in your pudding, or that's where you give people your program or service or whatever it is for free so that they can give you a testimonial. You kind of coach them, serve them, do whatever. You get that.
Yeah, and you can get a testimonial, you can get an endorsement, you can get somebody to support you. It doesn't have to be something you sell. Like, right. Because you don't need to give your livelihood away, but get an endorsement of some sort. Like, wow, that event was so much fun. Great. I just had a client in a cohort ask me to give her a review on Google the other day. I have bought her stuff, but I would have given her a valid testimonial anyway, because I've just come to learn that she is an expert in where she's at. So there are creative ways where you don't have to necessarily give something away. If you have something to give away, if you have some proprietary juice that is high value that you give away consistently, give that away, get a testimonial for that.
Yeah, or I say get a character testimonial. Someone literally saying like, Ginger is the most honest, caring, gives before she asks anything in return, shows up with oomph and positivity and love and goes all into everything she does. Sometimes those kinds of testimonials have so much more weight.
Oh, they look much better.
I love this program, or, whatever that kind of thing is. So a character testimonial is something if you don't want to give away a product or a service or something like that.
Great. Okay. So what's the,
and then number 3?
Yeah.
They don't know what the heck you're offering. They don't understand what they're getting, what they're supposed to do, how they're supposed to use it, how exactly, it works. I can remember helping a yoga studio nail in their messaging. And, it was something to the effect when they started, like, we're going to bring out your inner, flowering goddess when you come to our studio and our classes. And I'm like, I love that, but inner flowering goddess to me is very different than the inner flower, goddess in Ginger. Some people might not even resonate.
Laughing at it, like, yeah, what does that look like, Nancy? Yeah. How about that, Nancy? How about an inner flowering goddess?
I mean,
Mark, I know you got one too, brother. Keith, yours is coming out your pores.
That's right. That's exactly what Keith wants. We know this. And like, how about, you can use that if that language truly is true in your core, that you're like, that's the way I describe myself. But then you need like, after this class, when you're driving home, that road rage that you felt on the way here, you're not going to have that after this yoga class on the way home.
Right.
Something so tangible, feelable, they understand, or even something as simple as it is a 21-day program. There's 21 lessons in the day. There are about 10 minutes to complete the lessons. You're going to get a workbook, and that's how you use this thing. Right. People don't buy it because they're like, I don't understand what it is. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do, and I don't know if I can do that. Whereas if you're super clear who you are, what it is, how they use it, what you do, right, you get your best bang for your buck, right?
And run your ideas by valued, honest cohorts. Don't ask your friends who are going to stroke your ego or tell you you're wonderful. You save that for another time. But really, get people who will give you critical, positive feedback, who will ask the question, Ginger, I don't understand this. Lisa, tell me more about this. This isn't clear. Because if they don't understand it, there's sure as heck no way that other people are going to understand it. Because we know it, you know it so well, to have somebody look from the outside in like, oh, that's what Yoko does. She does conceptual art. Oh, that's what that means. Oh, okay. Now I'm more clear. Now I not only know when I want to hire her or when I want to look at her work, but I know how to refer her forward too. So those are great. All right. So we've got the busy versus productive. We've got the skate to where the puck is. And number 3 today is
pick the winner. Pick one winner. And celebration is such a huge thing that I want to tie in here too before I go into any kind of like tactical teaching stuff. We don't celebrate enough the successes, the wins, the scary things that we do. It all becomes mundane, or it all becomes I'll be happy when you never stop to really enjoy even just getting on something like this. Celebrate the heck out of that you took this time for yourself to be here, because sometimes we're so busy. I love
all of you.
Like, we're so busy in managing mode. We're so busy working in our business and serving other people or connecting or doing whatever it is that you do in your business. You're loving on other people, that we forget to love on ourselves for these things that matter, and you're showing up for yourself. And especially in this time that is just crazy. There's so many unknowns. There's so many emotions. To put your butt in a seat and go, I'm here and I got, skin in the game, stake in the ground, celebrating the work that you're doing. And that leads kind of into that pick the winner. One thing. So I always get this question, how do I keep business afloat? Or how do I keep what I'm doing afloat? And I'm like, it's because you're trying to do too many things. You're throwing spaghetti at the wall and you're hoping that it sticks. People look at my business and they go, oh my God, you podcast? So I'm a content marketer, digital marketer, that kind of stuff. And, they look at it, thought leader, and they go, you podcast, you blog, you go live weekly, you give out a weekly newsletter, you're on Instagram, you're on LinkedIn, you have courses, you do coaching, you speak, you host workshops, you go to other people's, they're like, oh my God. And I tell them, I didn't do that all at once. I've been doing this for 8 years. I layered it like the juiciest cake you could ever imagine. I've been doing this stuff with like the cherry on top. I first said, I want to be a speaker. So then I said, okay, what do I need to do? What actions will support that goal of me getting on stages and speaking? Well, people have to see me speak. So I probably should have a podcast. I probably should have a YouTube channel, and I'm going to rock and roll from there that people can actually see me. Then I said, okay, I want to be an author. I want to be a published author. I love to write. I've always loved to write. What do I need to do? I probably should start a blog. And they were so bad in the beginning. My blogs were awful. You know, my podcasts were horrific. Like, I look back and I'm like, oh my God. But I don't look back with judgment. I look back with reverence to go, you know what? I did the best that I could at the time that I knew. And then when I did and I knew better, I did better. And that humility piece, you know, people are like, are you gonna, you know, those first couple episodes, like, are you gonna edit them out? I'm like, no, they're staying, because that's the reverence for where you start. And, you know, one person tuning in becomes 10, becomes 100, becomes 1,000. You never lose reverence for that place that you birthed those first dreams and ideas, you know? And I don't even know, I just got off on a complete tangent of what I was saying, but pick the winner. So I started blogging, and then that led to best-selling books and, you know, getting in with that community. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, the content marketing, digital marketing, it was creating my own landing pages. My husband does all the digital stuff. So it was like creating our website with him. And it was, you know, now we have teams that build and do, but it was like, just little old me, like clicking. And I remember, I can't tell you how many times I sent out, like, I meant to email 1 or 2 people, and I like mass emailed like my entire database, like something that was meant for one person, because I like clicked the button, or like, it was just, I did so many things in the beginning that I messed it up, but that's how I learned. And as long as you're transparent, and then I would be like, hey guys, you all got an email that was meant for one person. Clearly I should not click buttons and let the professionals do what they do. Thank you, and I love you, you know, and talk to you soon or whatever. Like, it, you know, it's just being open and pulling back the curtain and letting people in to, you know, where you are. The one time I gave out a promotion, and it was supposed to be like 50% off. And for whatever reason, my team, we had the wrong link in, and it charged everybody the full pop. And again, I went back and I was like, oh my God, I am so sorry. Like, I'm going to refund you right away. And literally what everybody said to me was, we knew, they're like, A, we didn't even notice on the credit card that you charged us full pop. I'm like, okay. And they're like, B, we just know you're the kind of person that would address it and make it right. And that's why we love you.
So, integrity and authenticity. Yeah. And then when people talk about vulnerability, it's not this sexy concept. It's simply saying, hey, you know, by the way, we've all effed up like this. And so instead of like seeing it as a bungle and irretrievable, we just, okay, I got to pick this back up and let's keep going. And then let the whole darn team know what's going on.
100%. And then, you know, I mean, it's never usually a you did wrong. It was your systems, the way you were doing things. You got to go back. It's never a one person thing when an error is made. It's typically a cascade of events. And you got to go back and you got to look at what happened. So instead of below you, I mean, I could have gone back and been like, my husband was the one, you put the wrong button in the wrong place. And, you know, you could blame, but again, that's going to tick off your team and nobody's ever going to want to work with you and help you. If instantly when something goes wrong, you point the finger and you blame. So It's like, rally the troops. Hey guys, this happened. How are we going to fix this? What happened? Right? So again, that was a side tangent, and I apologize.
And you don't have to apologize. She's a fire hose.
That was of value. Pick the winner is where I was going with this.
Even when your teams have won, which we all understand, even when your teams have won, this will help you give yourself more grace. Be gentle to yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Be an optimist, knowing that these things, you're human. Welcome to the race. And so those are great tips. So we've got the busy versus productive. Pay attention to what's moving the needle. Are you monetizing or are you managing? Are you actually making progress? That Canadian, wow, to progress. Skate to where the puck is at. So
Yep.
go towards where you need to go. Let the rest of the players do that. And then pick the winner. Look at the layer cake and celebrate that one thing and make the progress at one thing at a time and then build on that. So those are fantastic. Yeah. Lisa. I want to open it up to questions now. So if you have a question, you can either raise your hand digitally at the bottom of your screen. There's a participant and you can click that and then you can do there's a little thing that says raise your hand, I think. Otherwise you can physically raise your hand and I will pick you and unmute you so you can ask Lisa a question or ask me a question or share a useful insight that you have on what we've been talking about today. So the floor is open. And if we're noodling on things, Nancy's got one. Nancy, I'm coming at you. Welcome, Nancy. Thanks for being here.
Hey, yeah, thank you. So Lisa, I do a lot of, I don't offer a service, I offer support. I do a lot of things for parents, and then I'm asking parents for that engagement back. And that's hard because they're always looking for that. So when you were talking about your email rates, the show, I really love that you're looking about that engagement piece. What are other things that you can offer that maybe aren't aligned with data that, you know what I mean? That's yeah.
Great question, Nancy. Thank you.
That's an amazing question. Sometimes a key performance indicator is how much you make people smile. It's how much you put people at ease. It's how much you see the stress and overwhelm that they come in with and their nature and their being when they're done talking to you, or when or even the things they say to you, like, oh my God, I feel so much better. Oh my God, just that little piece of advice you gave me is going to make the world a difference in my life. It's sometimes the nonverbal. If you're not getting an actual verbal thing or a tangible data piece, that's the cool part about your business is you get to pick what your indicators are. Like, how much do people smile? How much do people relax? How much better do people sleep at night?
Yeah.
How willing are they to engage with me and trust me and tell me emotional things? What makes it hard? Tell me a second more about what kind of engagement are you looking from them and what makes it hard? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, I work with families that have children that have developmental disabilities. So they are maxed out. They're already maxed out. So asking them to put one more thing on their plate, whether it be taking a poll or whether, I would love to do a poll, whether it be just clicking into a Zoom. We do parent happy hour game night, and I serve about 700 parents and I'm getting 4 people. And I'm like, how, they're already maxed.
Yeah. Maybe it's one thing Ginger that Ginger does and how she got me to contact her, right? She sent maybe you guys know this if you've been working with her in her world. She sent me a handwritten letter, like snail mail, and I was like, what is this thing in my mailbox that's not a bill or spam? And I'm like, oh my God, it's a handwritten letter. And maybe there's a way that you can do something old school like that. If you get their addresses or, and that's exactly what you say. You meet them where they're at. I know you're overwhelmed. I know you're maxed out. I know that, one more thing is going to drive you over the edge. I hear you. I feel you. I just wanted to send you this letter to tell you that, I got you, and here's some of the support services, maybe like a magnet or something, like even they can put on their fridge, or just like some sort of, that they don't necessarily have to do anything.
Right.
They just get something from you that they know you're there. And then when they're ready to engage, I think sometimes in this online digital world, that's the space I play in, we forget about the power of like a tangible thing in someone's home. That was the same thing. People are like, do you want to write books because you like want to, be famous and be a best-selling author? And I'm like, no, it's a legacy piece for me. I want my family to be able to know my stories, and I want to be on the bookshelves of people that I love. Like, I want a tangible, even like the Kobo, like I'm like a tangible hands-on book reader. Is there something you can send them in their home? Even if it's like a letter, a handwritten letter, a card, and lets them know of, every Wednesday I do X, Y, I do this trivia night, or every Wednesday I do these fun things, and come at them maybe a different way. I'm a little bit more like heart, not what you're heart-centered, but just a really heart-centered way. I would love to see, even like if you did a thing that they could mail, I mean, maybe they are overwhelmed, but a postage thing already on it that all they have to do is drop something back in their mailbox to you, like a reply. I think like a wedding, like old school, like, you're bringing a guest. What kind of food do you want?
Stamp I send those out now with my books. So here, go ahead and send them. Love. Super easy, really economical. So yeah. Excellent. Are those ideas, Nancy?
Those are perfect. That's my head is going ding 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 ding.
Excellent. And thank you so much. You were in the workshop a couple weeks ago, Nancy?
Yeah.
Nancy is with the IDD community, and that's Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities community. So huge props. I love you all already. So thanks, Nancy. Yeah. Does anybody else have a question that they would like to fling at Lisa? And put her skills to the test. She's like, bring it on. So,
I like to use the word fling.
Fling. All right, Maya, coming at you. All right, Maya in the evening and the UK. Good to see you. Oops, what happened? Hang on. I've unmuted you. Are you unmuted?
When you said watch for the gaps and traps earlier, I just wonder which part that was going to be tying into, if you could bring that phrase back into your philosophy again.
Absolutely. So I think a big time trap is that it's almost back to that pick the winner. We don't stick with a promotion long enough to be able to say that it worked or it didn't work. Like, we will launch a program or put out a service or do something once or twice, and then we're like, like what Nancy was saying, like, I had 700 people that I serviced and only 4 people showed up, and like, we do that once or twice, and then we make this story that this doesn't work, when really we don't remember how long it takes to work something. So for example, if I'm on my podcast and my call to action is download my free gift, and then next week I'm like, buy my Burn to Rise course, and then next week I'm like, join my community, and then next week I'm like, buy this course, and then next week I'm like, read this book. It's like, people are like, who are you and what do you do and how do you help me?
It's like too many messages.
Yeah, it's mixed messaging. We think we want to speak to everyone and we want to solve all their problems. You only have to solve their first problem. Then once they get that quick win and you solve that first problem, then, okay, what is that next problem they're going to encounter? And what is the product and service that I'm going to offer to that thing? But, I think we get in this product creation or service creation fatigue as well, where we just like every month we're creating something new and we're like, I hope that goes, and let's see how many people download that. And then what you have is you have like 3 people in a course, 5 people in this, 6 people in that, 2 people in this, 1 person in this. You're doing so much, you're only serving little bits, and you're actually, when you add it all up, you're actually probably not monetizing anywhere that you could if you had one messaging piece. Right. Maybe that's your website, maybe that's a funnel, maybe that is a podcast, maybe that's a blog, maybe that's social media. One piece of information to put out, one way you do it, and one place that you're channeling people to. What's that one thing? Pick the winner. And we know that even when if you look at data like your programs or your Facebook posts, or you see the ones that get the most engagement and the most stuff coming at you, and that's kind of the winner, or the one that people buy the most, is the winner. So I think the gap is, and the trap is that we try to do too much all at once, and then we're not actually servicing anyone. So start with one way to put out information to one offer.
And Lisa,
one piece of content, one offer.
Would you say also, so you find the offer, the connection that, like Maya, I know you're in really robust relationship development mode because you're looking at your future and so forth. And sometimes when we try to reach out to a lot of people and they don't reach back, don't give up. That's still a focus. That's still a lane. Like I do that all the time. I'll call 35 people in a day. I'll talk to 4, but I don't get frustrated because I know people will do what they do. But the 4 that call me back, or the 4 I talk to, like the course that's successful or whatever the thing is that's successful, build around that. Analyze, like Lisa said, look at the data, look at the why, ask your people, well, why is this? You know, would you answer a favor for me? Would you please tell me why you found this so effective, or why do you stay engaged? Not enough, I don't think, LP, tell me what you think, not enough people ask their audience, what do they think about what they think? Ask, you know, Nancy, you could do that with your parents. Look, I know you're overwhelmed. What would you love to get rid of, and what would you love to add? Oh my gosh, nobody has asked them that question. They just assume you have to keep stacking and stacking, stacking. Susan, our interior designer with feng shui brilliance, like people don't know what they want to live in, but they just keep doing it. And until we ask them, well, what do you think? What don't you like? And what do you think you want? Then you're not going to be able to identify the clear winner either. Would you agree?
Right. 100%. And it's even things like with feng shui, like are you going to feng shui your whole house, or are you going to be known as the person that helps you feng shui that your bedroom? Or like you start with, I'm going to help you master your bedroom. It's not, because when you say to people, I'm going to help you master your whole house, they might be like, yeah, right. Like my house is a disaster. Oh my God. But it's like it's Susan, right? You said?
Never heard that. Yes, yes.
Susan helps you master your bedroom, or the most important. We start with the most important room in your house that's not working for you, and we go from there. We don't try to fix the bathroom and the kitchen. And I mean, maybe you can, but if you really want to get clear at who you're talking to and what you do, it's like, oh, Ginger's the connector. That's what we know Ginger for. We don't know you for 7,100 different things. You're capable and able to do all of that, but you are known as the go-to connector. It's like, what is your go-to service, go-to product, go-to thing that you do? That start with that and give it a longer frame to just keep working it and keep going back, and don't bail on it. We bail on it so quick and say it doesn't work. Yeah.
Maya, does that help?
Yeah, it definitely helps. And part of the problem, I'm working for a hops company and craft beer, and like when we had this competition, we got some branded merchandise for a competition, and then we had to cancel the competition. Now we have this stuff that is like, feels like it's not relevant. We wasted our money. What do we do with it? Well, okay, we're going to try to make some kind of social media campaign that we can then send the winners some of this stuff so that we can get rid of it. But we want to target it at people who would we would be able to monetize this somehow. Like, okay, we're going to spend our time and shipment money to send this stuff out, but what do we get out of it in the end besides freeing up space in our marketing storage? So I've tried to make it relevant without it just looking like we're cleaning out the closet.
Right. And I can share some ideas. Maya, you and I can connect afterwards, and I want to connect you. Do you know Megan Anderson yet? She's with CalSec. I'll introduce you to. She will. I'm sure she used to be with Boston Beer. She used to be their VP of Education, but she could probably be a great resource for you as well. So
thank you.
All right. So here's the scoop, peeps. You're all fabulous. We've hit the 46-minute mark. You are obviously welcome to fledge any old time you want. I'm super grateful for you being here. If you want to stay and ask Lisa more questions, you are very welcome. She'll stay till the last, rooster has sung. And if you need to go and get on with your days, it's the reason why we're under an hour. So mark your calendars for June 18th. Of course, that's the next juice. And I got some other things in the works. I'm not thinking about, I'm going to be putting some live events. Lisa and I are going to be putting some live events together too. We know that screen fatigue is real. We know that your days are full of Zoom. We're going to make what we've got coming up really worthwhile, whether it's virtual or live in person. So save the date, June 18th. Let me know when you and your teams need a workshop for better communicating. I know Susan was in the room and John was in the room for our Speak to Connect workshop in March, just right under the wire. And so let me know how I can help you. If you don't have your book, you can get your book. I'm going to include Lisa's information in the follow-up email to lisapizik.com. She's got lots of great information, truly, that will be helpful. And, you know, like Marie Forleo says, one of our favorites, you know, take what you want, take what you can use, leave the rest. So thank you. Save the date. If you have any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and let's see if I can do this. I don't know if I'll unmute you all. I think Larry can do that on the back end. But if you have another question, go ahead and raise your hand and let us know what your question is. Lisa's happy to keep fielding them because clearly she's got a lot of questions. All right, Allison, coming at you. Right?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Nice to meet you, Ginger. Finally.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I had a specific question because I'm a copy editor, proofreader, and I'd like to expand into copywriting, but I've never had any experience in copywriting. Do you recommend a particular site or some course I can take that's not very hard? I mean, I don't mind if it's hard, but not very expensive because I don't have a lot of money right now being unemployed.
I've got ideas. LP, you go first.
Yeah, so what I took was, we were just talking about this earlier, Marie Forleo's Copy Cure course. I don't remember what I paid for that. It wasn't crazy, and you get lifetime access of it. So I think she just revamped it. Like I took it probably 3-4 years ago, and she just revamped it. And the way that she teaches is so good because it's so user-friendly. And her and Laura Belgrave, I think is her name, they're funny. Like there's like humor, like it's just such a fun way to learn. It's a course that doesn't feel like a course. It feels like you're watching like kind of like this almost, like two girlfriends just riffing and sharing information. And it talks about email, open like your subject lines to get people to open your emails more. It talks about things like your about page on your website. So it's really business minded for if you speak to that, to helping people with their websites, campaigns, Facebook ads, those sorts of things. That has been the best course that I've taken for, I want to say it was like $500 or something.
Yeah, it's either just closing or just closed. Have you heard of Marie yet, Allison?
No, I haven't.
Okay, it's MarieForleo. Larry just put it in the chat also. All of her information is really upbeat. It's very productive. I totally echo what Lisa's saying. She's very positive, and she doesn't pull any punches either. She's got a great book out. Everything is figure-outable. She has a weekly newsletter, so she doesn't flood you or drown you. And then she also has Marie TV, where she has callers come in, people like you, like, hey, I'm really working on my copy. What can you recommend? And she's very, very tactical. And she's a gas, and she's got great music. So anyway, Lisa, do you have any other ideas for Allison?
You know, I kind of taught myself, like I took the Copy Cure course, but then I kind of taught myself in a way how to write copy. It's really taking a pulse of knowing. It's really the knowing piece. You got to know who you're speaking to, and you got to know the way the brand that you're representing, or the person you're representing, the way that they speak, and you got to speak the way they talk. So that's sometimes where we fall in the gap of the copy, is someone writes it for you and it doesn't sound like you. And when there's not a connection between, if you're in the business I'm in, the people that see you on Facebook and read your posts, and then maybe get an email from you or a newsletter, or they're reading or seeing different things, the way you talk and the energy and the pace that you say it at needs to all match. Because again, that confused mind will bounce. I use that example like pulling up to a McDonald's, and it's like if there was like an alien with purple shoes outside of a heart, you'd be like, this is not McDonald's. Where's Ronald McDonald? Where's the Golden Arches? Even though the sign says McDonald's, you're like, I don't know if I'm in the right place. I'm probably not going to go in and go get that Happy Meal for my 6-year-old, right? Or my kid.
Excellent.
It's the branding and the messaging looks the same no matter what chain or place you go to. And that's the way copy has to flow. Your whatever's on, like even for a funnel, whatever's on your landing page has to be the same on the sales page, has to be the same on the thank you page. Whatever is on your blog has to be the same as on your website, or vice versa. And they have to know that they're in the same place with the same person. So it's not so much about the wordsmithing and the way that you use words. It's making sure it's authentic and directed. It's just in line with the person, that A to B, right? The sender to the who's picking it up. It's got to be the same messaging that matches.
Tone.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So does that help, Allison? Give you a couple ideas?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. If we think of more, we'll certainly send it in the follow-up email. It's a great question. It's really an important one. So well done. I know Yoko has her hand up. Yoko, I'm coming at you. I'm going to unmute you.
I love it.
Yoko.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Coming back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes. What do you got?
Hi.
Hello. I just have a really basic question. What is your secret to keep your motivation going?
Oh, that is a good question. It's such a good question. I'm like a weirdo that is always motivated. And I rarely have the days where like I don't, like it's just non-negotiable to me. I have a 6-year-old named Oliver, and when I put him to bed at night and I like kiss him on the forehead and tell him that I love him and, good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite, or we'll hit him with a kite, right? Good night is what we say. I don't know where that came from, but that's just the thing that we laugh, right? And it's exactly what happens. We laugh and we have a giggle, and then I tuck him in. And it's so beautiful to watch your baby sleep. Like, it's just such an innocent, precious moment. And I put him down at night and I think, like, I don't want to let you down. Like, I'm showing up for you. Like, my purpose, I think, is being a role model to my little guy. And if I don't do what I'm set out to do, if I phone it in, if I don't show up, I got to answer to him. Even though, he's a 6-year-old and we're not having this conversation, it's like, I got to sit with that and go, I didn't show up today. And there are people that are counting on me to show up and do my best and be something and do something and move people and put out goodness in the world and just not phone it in. And really having him really made me see how important that is to not, because when you're a parent, you can't phone it in. Like, they're soaking up everything you say, everything you do, that it's like, he's my why. Like, having that strong why, that strong necessity, I don't give myself the out to phone it in, because I got to look at that angelic face and I got to go, mommy did some good stuff today. Like, mom made some things happen. Or even if the day went terrible, mom hung in that day. I didn't quit. Tomorrow's going to be a different day. I learned from everything that happened, and here we go. When you can tie your goals to who else benefits, it's called the benefit extension. When you can tie your goals to someone else, you're more likely to do it, because it's not just your life that you're impacting. It's their life that you're impacting. And I was interviewed a couple days ago by Bo Eason, actually, where Ginger and I met. He had me on with his group, and I was so nervous. And we were taking a walk, and literally I was like, oh my God, I'm nervous. Like, I was walking it out before the interview, and I was like, God, I'm nervous. And Oliver's like, Mom, what? Like, it's fine. Like, you're going to be okay. Here's what you do, Mom. You take your fingers and put them like this, and take big, deep breath. Come on, Mom, do it with me now. In through your nose. And it's like, he's 6, right? Like, he sees that. He is always transmitting the tapping. I love that, right? Like, He's always picking up what I'm putting out,
Yep.
whether I know that or not.
So he's
And
your, he's your rock, and your rock is still inside you. So whether you have kids or not, you know, what is your rock? Who are you showing up for? Well, the person you're looking at in the mirror is one of those people too, right? And Yoko, if you haven't watched, I'll like I said before, I'll send the follow-up email with Lisa's information. Lisa's story is pretty darn powerful, and I saw that on the big screen at that event before I met her too. And you, Yoko, in particular, from what I know about you and I working together, I think you'll find some really strong resonance and some value in hearing her story of strength. And like, you know, you're totally worth it, and all of us want that reassurance once in a while. So yeah, great question. Thank you for being here, and thank you for showing up. All right. Any other questions today?
Yes.
John, I'm coming your way. Hang on. Unmute. There we are. Yes, John, please.
All right, am I unmuted now?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Hey.
All right, I've already talked to you about it, so let's ask for a fourth opinion from another wacko.
Go ahead.
We're in a hard red district, and we're trying to get the Democratic Party of Oregon to give us more resources down here to help change the area from red to blue. So we have some resources to already do, but we're trying to, with Ginger's help, also to help train people to be better at speaking and showing better, you know, to present themselves better as Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
And we made a presentation already to DPO saying, you know, what we're looking for resources and everything. But and Ginger's also one of the resources that we said that we're looking at has, you know, part of our team. And any other ideas that we might be missing, that just something to,
Like to get support and to get
help push progress forward, because, you know, you can either grow old or grow up, and we're trying to grow up down here.
What's the end goal? What's the goal? What's the outcome?
Progress. We're trying to get more Democrats. We're trying to get more politicians. We're trying to get the communities to represent themselves better.
So,
Because this district has 20 counties in it, and out of 20 counties, only 2 counties have Democratic offices in it. The other 18 counties can't raise enough money in them to actually put their own offices together.
so raising money to have an office to increase would be a goal, correct?
Yeah, so they need to help. They need help learn fundraising, and they need help to train their own politicians. So part of our thing was we need help. We asked them that we need help with a fundraising list, and we need help to train them, to teach them how to fundraise and to train their politicians.
Let's start with the fundraising. Lisa, where would you go with that, first of all?
That's such a good question. Really, it's influence that we're talking about. And when I think about influence, meaning give me money, help me fundraise, step up, speak, become this, do this, follow me, be here, it goes back to the story. We get behind people that we have an emotional connection with. And the more that you can share why this matters personally to you, what you've overcome, why this, people have to have that. It's not necessarily the information. Information doesn't make people move. Information doesn't make people give out that money, become a certain way, sign up for a certain thing. It's emotion that moves people. And that's why we love good, and that's why we love Netflix, and we love good movies, and we love amazing books, and we love story. We're moved by story.
Right.
Well, one of the things, sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, go ahead.
One of the problems is the money goes outside. We're trying to get them to keep the money downwind. it's like everybody loves Amazon, but they don't like to shop downtown.
Yeah.
We're trying to get them to stay home.
I bet,
Keep it home.
hang on a second, John. I bet, Lisa, I bet you have in your archives, I bet you have some episodes or some podcasts or something that could help John. So keep a note.
Yes.
And then, John, I'll make sure you two are directly connected, and then she can share some other resources with you. Good?
Yeah.
Great question. All right, thanks. All right, well, any other last questions? Lisa Hurley, it's great to see you. I saw you come in. All right, well, I think we're going to unmute. Larry, if you would unmute everybody. Keep June 18th as the next date. Please go ahead and share this forward. Please know that requests are welcome too. So if there is somebody or a topic around connecting with your life and your business, please let me know. Y'all know how to reach me. Super grateful you're here, truly. Mark from Toronto, John from right down the street, Susan, GP, Maya, the UK, Lisa, Nebraska, Lisa, Ancaster, my fine husband who is working in the brewery and still doing this at the same time. I'm super grateful for y'all. So thank you all. Say goodbye to everybody, and we will see you next month. All right?
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.